Hi everyone, welcome to the Peer Involvement Network's film about peer working and peer volunteering. My name is Joe Attiassi and I'm the Peer Mentor Development Coordinator for FLIC. In this film we're going to be getting to the essence of what peer working and peer volunteering is. We're going to understand the value of peer working and we're going to understand why peer working and peer volunteering should be embedded in the services in Camden, Islington.
Peer support is a kind of naturally occurring phenomenon that comes out of people with lived experience supporting each other and having a special ability to support each other because they've been through some of the similar experiences.
Peer working, I think, came about 15 years ago in mental health. It was initially started in education. It's kind of self-explanatory. It's peers helping each other. In mental health, we are people with lived experience of mental health difficulties who navigated through the system, through the NHS services, and now we received a coaching training and peer support worker training from the Trust and Health Education England, and we try to support our peers, current service users.
We support clients to appointments, we're there to talk to, we go through like coping methods, like being triggered off and things, and it's really about more of the relationship rather than the work, if that makes sense.
I remember when I first got my peer mentor, we just clicked like that, and it was basically because we understood each other. I think that's vital when you have somebody that sort of wore the t-shirt and stuff. And it's really strange because I remember him saying I should have been his peer mentor because we were fit to talk obviously about each other's problems, and I found that amazing.
At Talk for Help, we kind of talk about no hierarchy of kind of knowledge and skills. So for us, everyone is a peer. Everyone working at Talk for Help is a peer. So it's kind of like, rather than being on in kind of a session with someone who might be professional in a sense, it might be like a psychologist, therapist, anything like that, or whatever it might be.
I had this thing that I have to give something back for all of these people who are helping me, and yeah, so peer coach. Peer working is giving something back and letting people know that they're not alone, that people have gone through it and have moved on from it. So it's trying to be an inspiration to them, that to say, look, this is where I was, this is where I am. I'm not saying that you have to follow that same trajectory. It's, you take it at your own pace. It's not going to be all plain sailing. We'll have 30 steps forward, 10 steps back or whatever. But it's been able to sort of like explain that to people, that there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Being a peer mentor, it gave me confidence, it made me be able to believe in myself, it gave me experience, it gave me experience working with people, it gave me experience, some practical experience, things like budgeting and using IT computers to do like the promoting.
The Peer Involvement Network is an organisation for anybody who is working in a peer role, or organisations that are supporting peer workers in Camden and Islington to get together as a network and share good practice, to provide support, to work at amplifying the voice of peer workers more generally. So looking for commonalities, looking for differences and learning from each other. It's really just trying to bring the expertise of peer workers to the front so that we can really use it well.
I think it helps to kind of connect with someone if you've got like a shared experience. Normally if they come into a service and they see a professional, there's not that connection. There's that kind of dynamic of where it's a professional and a client.
For them to have someone they can relate to. As a young person, I know I would open up to someone I can trust and relate to. I'll open up to someone who maybe shared the same experiences as me in life. And that ties in with our mentors as well. So we encourage our mentor, if they can, when they can, to share their life experiences to help them support their peers. Their peers would feel more like they can open up with their mentors and they can trust each other, they can build bonds. So that's why sharing life experiences is really important and key.
It's about understanding other people in the most visceral, deep way, like, you know what I mean? It's about experiencing the same suffering in a way. It's not like you can learn this thing, like, I mean, you can study this kind of thing.
It gives you a more in-depth understanding of what they're going through and actually really helps build the rapport with clients. It's not, you know, we have this term of like ticking boxes and like workers go in there and like you need to meet this category and that category, whereas when you've kind of experienced it, you know it's not that straightforward and you know there's challenges. So it really helps kind of you be able to support properly, like in a better way, more trauma-informed as well.
Although mental health issues are sort of like gaining the spotlight with Prince Harry and Prince William sort of like being the main flag bearers, which is brilliant, there is still a stigma to it. And peer coaching takes that sting out of the tail. It's someone that people can talk openly to, can sort of like, I don't know, sort of like go, oh, someone understands. Yeah, and it's non-clinical. We're not prejudging people. It's got nothing to do with that. It's just helping people and knowing just the silly things that are receiving 2 brown envelopes from the DWP could throw them over the edge, and that they bring that into you and you open it. And the fact that you can open it for them takes a lot of pressure off of them. So yeah, that's what it means to me. It's taking the sting out of the tail of the stigma.
There's a lot of my clients, well, obviously majority of them, that have been through the criminal justice system, and when I explain to them a bit about my life, because sometimes we have clients that come in and we're going through an assessment and they're very closed. They don't really want to, you know, another organisation here and again. And I give them a little briefing about my life and what I've been through, and you see them relax. And you see that hope as the time goes by that, well, okay, then if you've been through what you've been through, then it can happen to me as well. So, yeah.
Being a peer mentor for mentees in the community is a great thing to do. You know, you're helping people, you are discovering new things about yourself, you are welcoming them into your life and hopefully giving them some emotional support that they can use in their life. Yeah, so I think it's a great thing to do, really good.
They allowed me to go ahead with all the training whilst in treatment, because I've tried to do that over the years. The difference is that they've allowed that to happen after getting to know me, which shows that they could see what I've got to offer. There's no point 30 years on and off in a service, any service, all over my homeless years, if they don't give you that opportunity to grow. Otherwise it is just liquid handcuffs is basically what it is. You're just handcuffed to the service, and this actually gave me the opportunity to grow. And that's the part of people's recovery that's important.
I think the best time of my peer, must have been his best day too, is when my son was with me. And the whole lot of us we were sitting at a cafe in Woolwich, and we were just cracking jokes and just seeing Leo and my son laughing. I was in hysterics, nearly crying. And then when Leo was going, he just called me to say, "Lawrence, it's been an absolutely brilliant day. I'm so pleased I met your son." He says, "It's just really cheered me up today," you know. And I think I can't forget that, you know. It's just I was bubbly all for nearly a month after. I just thought, this is brilliant.
My best memories is that ambassadors, we went on really fun trips, and for Girls Club we do fun activities and we enjoy the activities, and we have like a jar and we put in different challenges that you want to talk about, and anonymous, so we just pick them out and read them, and we have like a talk about them in one big group.
Got a background in the creative arts, So we've done photography, all during lockdown and during the pandemic. We did it in the outside gardens of Calthorpe Community Gardens, which is a really beautiful garden. I don't know if you know it, but it hosts charity, like it's been feeding a lot of the Afghani refugees recently, and we had an art event there.
It's mostly about learning new stuff, learning a lot, and meeting new people, obviously, and getting a bit more confidence in myself with dealing with other people in social circumstances and stuff like that.
When your client rings and, oh Bev, thank you, you did this and you did that, and I've dealt with so many different organisations and they say they can do this and they say they can do that and nothing ever gets done, and yeah, just that, yeah, it makes me feel good, it's empowering.
8 years ago I was taking drugs and I didn't see a way out. It was at the lowest point I've ever been in my life, and I'm really proud of this recovery, and I've learned so much about myself. I've developed so much.
I'm really proud of doing other things that I don't think I would have done if I've ever gone to FIA, so I feel like that's really added more joy into my life and more fun.
Having talked about my kind of journey and experience, I just encourage anyone who is having any kind of issues and has maybe even been through some of the systems already that are available outside of peer support and peer networks, to give it a go, because it's definitely made a massive impact on my life.